is Gabriella Detrick, but my friends call me Gabby, so please call me Gabby. Before I start, I'd like to say that when Jesse reached out to me to be a part of tonight, I was absolutely overjoyed and completely honored. But more than that, I felt like a fraud. Not because I haven't written and spoken a lot of my own poetry now, but because when trying to connect with my own experience as someone who is Latino, I felt so out of touch. And I happened to be having a conversation with a really great friend of mine who unfortunately could not be here tonight about this lack of connection that I felt. And he told me, well, Gabby, that is the connection in itself. So this first poem is called Flor De Maga. And our island is beautiful. It may be the most beautiful place in the world. The sand is ground ivory. It leaves imprints in your wake as you walk our beaches. It tells your many stories long after you have gone. The air is so thick with music that when holding your breath, your heartbeat matches that of Pandero drums. The curse of our island is to forever be plagued by the sweetness of Majorca bread and the spice of its arepas that line our alleys like the street vendors with their carts. The culture of our island is to be filled with light, laughter, and celebrations that last days on end. In Puerto Rico, my island is beautiful. And my favorite part, the flowers. They are everywhere. In every color, in every size, and the most beautiful, the Flor De Maga. Crimson petals that grow at the very tops of trees, so when you look up, the sky is covered in pinpricks that paint the horizon the color of our bloodlines. La Flor De Maga. They call to me even if I can't reach them. Crimson petals ruffle in the wind to the tune of a language I can barely understand. Rooted by a history and a future I must be unworthy of, because though I reach for the flowers, I can only brush the branches. La Flor De Maga. You know that I was born in America. Like anyone, I suppose I am bound by my roots. But mine stretch oceans and sky, writing out translated stories that tell the tale of a beautiful island that stings of salt in song, where flowers bloom like small fires in the sky, and yet I drown in the salty water that separates us, only to attempt to swim so as not to become subject to the natural disaster of forgetting a culture I never knew. La Flor De Maga, tell me I am more than an American. Bound by a country that raised me, at night I look up and hope to see an endless sky full of stars that can tell me who I am. My whole life I have only seen myself reflected in the same 50 white stars set against a navy blue background. I ask if I am more than what I know, if there is more than this. La Flor De Maga. Those same nights I close my eyes and dream of my island, of Puerto Rico, of white sand beaches, of songs I never heard but know the lyrics to, of the red flowers and their blood-like beauty, if I am more than what I dream. La Flor De Maga. Our island is buried beneath American soil. It has been hidden, forgotten. Some will tell you it is little more than a lost cause, a pile of garbage, abandoned in the Atlantic. A problem of a sinking island being solved by throwing paper towels. Some will tell you it is a secret. So then I ask if we ourselves are more than our own, one secret of which I will share with you all. La Flor De Maga. I am a fraud. I have never been to Puerto Rico. I have never stepped foot off this continent. I have never walked our beaches, retracing the path of our ancestors as the tide comes in. I have yet to hear the music or sing lyrics to songs that tell stories I can't understand. I have never looked up and saw red burst amongst a blue sky. La Flor De Maga, I beg you for answers. How can you describe what you have never seen? How can you love what you have never known? How can I claim an identity when I am a stranger to the land, to the people that made me? How can I say I am Puerto Riqueña without feeling like a lie? I wear the title like a perfume that smells of the sweetness of my flower and disappears come evening, leaving me with nothing more than the memory of a scent I fear I will one day forget. Like myself, like my island, the Flor De Maga grows at the tops of trees. It is just barely out of reach. Crimson petals that color my bloodline, beautiful but intangible. I grab onto the branches and shake, hoping I might find that missing piece of myself in the falling petal, yet I smell only the fragrance and nothing more. La Flor De Maga. I often wonder what our island looks like. I wonder if it appears how I dream, if the beaches tell the stories of our people, if the streets are lined with relatives we'll someday meet, if the Spanish will ever slow down so that we may not hear but sing, if the Majorca bread is as sweet as they say, if our hearts really do beat to the sound of pandero drums, if one day I might find that little piece of myself growing alongside you in the treetops, lighting red flames across a blue sky. La Flor De Maga. I have never met you, but I know our island is beautiful. And though I have never seen it, it may be the most beautiful place in the world. Thank you. This next poem was a little bit unexpectedly written because I expected to actually perform a different one. But then I was feeling a little bit inspired and doing a lot of reflecting. And so then I wrote this one, which I hope may speak at least a little bit to you all. The title of this one is called The Ones That Outlive Us. The ones that outlive us, they will be better. They will not be afraid to reach for the things that scare them. Unlike us, they will find their nightmares to be scarier than their dreams. Their ambition will outgrow the monsters in their closets. Their courage will wipe out the shadows because we will have been there to turn on the lights, to tuck them in, to kiss them goodnight. They will remind us that bravery comes from what we hold close, that strength is a byproduct of being seen. They will teach us that, like them, we were always part of something bigger even when we felt small. The ones that outlive us will live lives of abundance. Because even when there is nothing, they will find everything they need within themselves. They will learn to build beauty from scraps. They will see art where we saw ugliness. Because even when there is nothing, they will know that that is when there is enough to go around. There will be wealth because there is love. In love because there is resilience. They will be like gnarled weeds that grow in the cracks between the sidewalk. In the pressure, they will know to reach for the light. The ones that outlive us will be patient. They will not get angry when those who do not know assume that they speak perfect Spanish. That conversation should flow like hot black coffee from the pot your mother brewed each morning. That communication should be held warm between your hands and dark with substance. No. Those that outlive us may still not speak the language. But they will not feel shame for trying because they will have learned love as a first language, understanding as a dialect. Those that outlive us, their dreams will be bigger than ours. No longer bound by the expectation of being the firsts. They will live life slowly, living each moment as long as those hot summer days, sitting on the sidewalk eating paletas and savoring each bite. Their lives will not be consumed in the art of trailblazing. The path will have already been lit, and they will have the quiet luxury of watching flame extinguish. Those that outlive us, they will mean more to us than a tether to the American dream. They will be more than translators, than scribes of everything we couldn't accomplish ourselves. They will be more than the bridges that we built for them to walk across. We will not live through them vicariously. We will be like shadows when the sun is high. We will attach ourselves at their heels and anchor them to the ground, allowing ourselves to be guided through the lives that they will create for themselves. The ones that outlive us will continue the stories of our people. When asked who we were, they will twist tales of color and life and laughter and of endless celebration. They will share our story with smiles and dancing and pride. They will answer that we were more than products of oppression. Our stories were far more interesting than that of struggle. They will tell them that we are more than what our people have survived, that we were more than the things we went through, that before we were survivors of a history that tried to erase us, we were those who had to learn to put pencil to paper and write our own futures. The ones that outlive us will tell our future who we were. They will scrub our headstones clean enough to see ourselves reflecting back at them. They will plant flowers where our heads lie. They will hold hands and gaze at each other to determine which of them received our eyes. They will hear the stories of our people and read them in the palms of their hands. They will miss us when we go. The ones that outlive us will carry us with them, suspending our memories from the safety of their rib cages. We will watch their lives through portraits they place on ofrendas, eternally still, yet with watchful gazes. We will want them to be better than we were. We will see our laughter and mannerisms spread through our bloodlines like ripples of water traveling further than we may ever know. We will wish they gained the wisdom we learned far too late. We will make homes inside their hearts and answer when they ask for guidance in the dead of night. We will listen to their triumphs and of their heartbreak. We will live on within those that outlive us, not as dying embers of what was, but as fire fueled by what we became. The ones that outlive us, they will be better than us, because we will have taught them to know that they are enough. From the anthology, and as I'm sure you will all understand now, a little bit consumed with legacy at this point. But I found that this poem, written by Mora, really sums up everything that we hope to leave behind, as well as the lives we want to leave for ourselves. And though it may be very simple and a little short, I think it sums it up beautifully. This is Now and Then America. Who wants to rot beneath dry winter grass, in a numbered grave, in a numbered row, in a section labeled Eternal Peace, with neighbors plagued by limp plastic roses springing from their toes? Grant me a little life now and then, America. Who wants to rot as she marches through life in a pinstripe suit, neck chained in a soft silk bow, in step, in style, insane? Let me in to boardrooms wearing hot colors, my hair long and free, maybe speaking Spanish. Risk my difference, my surprises. Grant me a little life, America. And when I die, plant flowers of the dead at my head. Plant organ cactus, green fleshy fingers sprouting, like in Oaxaca. Let desert creatures hide in the orange blooms. Let birds nest in the cactus stems. Let me go knowing life, flower in song, continue right above my bones. Thank you.